Live from Detroit, it's Coffee and Chocolate.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee and Chocolate. Today tonight, I should say, we are back to Vampire the Masquerade, Reckoning of New York. I think this is going to be the last episode, at least, of Callie's journey. We've been following. She's a young Ravnos vampire who was looking for her sire and eventually found him, much to everyone's disappointment. And well, I think it's time for us to wrap it up. So let's see what... I think this is the last chapter. Let's see what happens. Night's second. The Reckoning. Reckonings end January. Happy New Year. The vial rests on my palm, heavy with both promise and burden. The blood inside is dark, thick like syrup, and there seems to be a faint warmth to it. Or maybe that's just me making stuff up. I'm pretty good at that. I was taught by the best. It looks so harmless, so bland, so plain, so boring. The blood of an antediluvian, the progenitor of my entire dwindling clan. God, I can't even remember his name. Zapathasura. Right, that guy. I'm not even sure if Reynard actually believed his own tales about saving our clan from extinction. What did he say again? The last time Zapathasura woke up, he almost wiped out all his descendants, and that was just the start of the mayhem. Sounds like a load of crap. I really don't know. Honestly, I feel like I don't know anything anymore. And yet, everyone's desperate to get their hands on this cursed thing. Aisling, Vritra, Reynard, Patrick. Oh, Patrick, you brilliant idiot. What would he do if he was in my shoes? He'd probably hold on to it and launch into some long-winded rant about the importance of knowledge. What he actually did was... Damn it! I'm really gonna miss that goofball. Or at least the version of him I knew before tonight. The version that never really existed. When did I become such a fragile mess? But this vial looks just as fragile. I could just throw it away, watch the glass break, and the blood splatter everywhere. Blood, fleed, hunger. I guess I'll be like Patrick and hang on to you for a bit longer. It'll be our little secret. After all, I'm Ravnos, the rogue, the raven, the trickster. I am the secrets I keep. All right. Well, I guess that's it. It was a good game. I enjoyed it. Would I play it again? Probably. But here's a funny thing. I don't think it's really... I don't want to say it's not a game. But the choices were felt like they were more for flavor. And I'd almost have to go back and play it again, or maybe read some reviews from other players who played this now too, and just see what they say. But I didn't get the sense that anything was really hinging on these things and the things that I did. Even when the opportunity came for me to use a power, like a power that the vampire has on her own. In the World of Darkness RPG, you have to expend blood to make those powers work. And, the vampire burns blood just to keep going, even if she's not using any powers. I didn't get the sense that I needed to stay on the hunt for more blood. In fact, I skipped going on a blood run a couple of times, and one of the times I actually made a point of doing it, I ended up, the whole thing failed anyway, so it's not like I got any replenishment there. And by the time we got to the end, I was still able to use those powers, or at least one of them. Like, the ones I couldn't use are the ones I didn't put any points into. So it was very strange. I don't quite understand. When I say I don't understand, I kind of get what this is. This almost felt like it was a cool story that they'd written that took place in the Vampire the Masquerade universe, which was great. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that, right? But it didn't feel like there was much game to it. Like, if I compare this to some of the all-text games that they've created in the Choice of Games, using Choice Script in the Choice of Games app, which you can get on mobile. I think you can also just buy the games directly on places like Steam or just play it on the web. Those games felt very much more like a true hybrid between the Choose Your Own Adventure format and this, and the traditional Vampire the Masquerade role-playing game, because you had to balance your skills. You had to kind of sense, and in some cases guess, what skills you needed to use in order to advance, or in order to do what you wanted to do. You had to pay attention to where you'd put the things. You had choices to not use powers if you didn't want to. But you definitely had to pay much more attention to that. Here I felt you could just kind of drift through it. And to be honest, maybe that was just the objective of this game. Give you a little bit of taste of what Vampire the Masquerade is like. If you like this, go seek out some of the other products. I just wish it was more along the lines of that Choice of Games narrative, where there truly were a lot of more... I guess it was less of a plot on rails, I guess, is what it comes down to. I'm certainly not asking for an open world RPG. Frankly, I find those a little bit tiresome at times. But more options and more endings as to how this could come out. I'm really curious if there was an ending where I could have saved Patrick. And spoiler alert, I don't think there is. I think Patrick is kind of scripted as going down in flames, just based on what I saw from the World of Darkness wiki. So, kind of is what it is. Well, in the meantime, I'm going to just wrap this one up. I'm going to stop this one for right now. Otherwise, I give you back the joy of the evening. Thank you for joining me.